Welcome to this introduction to antiderivatives. In calculus, you spend a lot of time learning how to take derivatives. Today, we are going to learn how to do the exact opposite. We are going to look at how to reverse differentiation to find the original function when we are given its slope. First, let's quickly recall what differentiation is. Differentiation is the process of finding the derivative, or the rate of change. If we have a function, f of x, like x squared, taking the derivative gives us 2x. This 2x tells us the slope of the tangent line at any specific point on the curve. Essentially, we start with the curve and calculate its slope. Now imagine we want to go backwards. Suppose we already know the slope, which is f prime of x equals 2x, and we want to find out what the original function, big F of x, was. This reverse process is called antidifferentiation or integration. We are asking the question, what function has a derivative of 2x? To do this, we use the power rule for integration. It is the reverse of the power rule you know for derivatives. Instead of bringing the power down and subtracting 1, we do the opposite. First, we add 1 to the exponent. Then, we divide by this new exponent. For example, if we have 3x squared, we raise the power from 2 to 3 and then divide by 3, giving us x cubed. There is one very important catch. Remember that the derivative of any constant number, like 5 or -2, is 0. When we reverse the process, we don't know if there was a constant there originally. The function could have been x squared or x squared plus 10. Because of this, we always add a plus c at the end of our answer to represent any possible constant. This creates a family of curves that all have the same slope. Here is how we write it mathematically. This long S-shaped symbol is the integral sign. The function inside, f of x, is called the integrand. This is what we want to integrate. The dx at the end tells us that x is the variable we are working with. Together, this notation asks us to find the indefinite integral of the function. Besides the power rule, you should memorize a few common patterns. The integral of cosine x is sine x. The integral of sine x is negative cosine x. The exponential function e to the x is the easiest one. It stays exactly the same. And finally, the integral of 1 over x is the natural log of the absolute value of x. Let's try a full example together. We want to find the integral of 6x plus 2. We handle each term separately. For 6x, the power is 1, so it becomes x squared divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so we get 3x squared. For the constant 2, it becomes 2x finally. We add our constant c. The final answer is 3x squared plus 2x plus c. Why do we care about this? One of the best examples is in physics. If you know an object's acceleration, like gravity, you can integrate it to find its velocity. Then, if you integrate velocity, you can find the object's exact position or distance at any time. It allows us to predict motion just by knowing the forces acting on an object. To wrap up, remember that antiderivatives simply reverse differentiation. You generally use the reverse power rule, add 1 to the exponent, and divide by the new number. Always remember to add the constant plus c because we are finding a general solution. In the next lesson, we will look at how to use this to find the area under a curve.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.